Welcome. We are here in Annapolis, and behind us is the Jeanneau Yachts 65. I'm Catherine Guiader, and I had recently the great opportunity of doing a non-stop offshore passage on this very yacht right here to Annapolis.
Yeah, it was awesome. I also was on this epic trip. And it's not every day that we get a chance to take a boat like this and go offshore. As Catherine said, we rode the Gulf Stream for 4 days, 4 nights. We went 4 days wire to wire. And you get a chance to see the boat in a different way. And that's really what we want to explain to you today aboard this very special yacht, the Jeanneau Yacht 65.
Absolutely, and we can now say firsthand why she's a great fit for offshore passage. So before we get too much into the details and a full walkthrough of the boat, a few numbers. She's 66 feet and 3 inches of overall length. She is 68,000 pounds. She has a beam of just under 18 feet and a draft of 7.2. And we should of course mention that she follows in the track of the Jeanneau Yacht 64. It was a very popular model for us, the first collaboration of Philippe Briand and Andrew Winch. But it was missing one thing.
It was missing the walk-around deck, but we did build 76 of those hulls. So this shares that hull in common. So it's a very proven design. But the addition of the walk-around deck, it makes it so nice to get around on the boat, getting in and out of the cockpit, and it's very safe too.
Absolutely, and especially when you're offshore, it really makes a difference. The deck is flush, the hatches are flush, there's no step whatsoever from the helm to the foredeck, which we found ourselves doing quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yep. So before we get aboard and we begin taking you through the boat, we've got the boat right behind us, so we're going to take just a few minutes to point out some of the features of this very specific boat. Hull number 7, the sail configuration, some of the features that we found that we really enjoyed aboard the Jeanneau Yacht 65.
Absolutely. It has a standard rig configuration, an in-mast furling with a self-tacking jib. And on this very boat, we have the Code Zero, which we ended up flying quite a bit. Other thing that I really appreciated was to have the main sheet on the arch. So it's out of the way, you don't have a track in the cockpit. It's very safe again, which ends up being a key word for this walkthrough. But we really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that we kind of wanted to point out was that this is a little different of a walkthrough because we did, we live with other people for 4 days, 4 nights. We were using the galley a lot. We cooked all our meals. We ate our meals in the cockpit. We had watches, obviously, because we sailed 24/7. So it was a different perspective than just going out and banging around under the spotlight of a drone. So this is going to be a little different, and we're excited to show you through the boat and some of our favorite features.
All right, before I take you aboard, I wanted to show you the dinghy garage. It's very spacious. As you can tell, we can fit a dinghy of 9'6", or even bigger if you want. We have an inflator in the garage. We have a track and a winch to help you bringing it in. And if you don't use it for a dinghy, you can use it as storage. We have the Code Zero in here. You can access it from up top in the cockpit as well, so it's very convenient to throw your lines and fenders without having to step on the transom. We have a cockpit shower in the cockpit, but also a shower here in the garage so that you can clean your fenders and your lines and your water toys. And you also have access to dock water. And I'm here on a very large transom with integrated flush ladder. So a great space to jump off the boat and get in and out of the dinghy. All right, I'm gonna start right here. I'm on the aft bench of the cockpit, and I spent a lot of time here when I was on watch because you have great visibility of your masthead. You have great visibility forward with that great dodger we have. And then you're near the helms, right? So should you need to jump to your winches or your helm, you're right here. So I spent more time here than I want to admit because it's also very comfortable. You can lay down and rest if you need to. But when you're not using it as a bench, I have a plancha grill right under me, as well as a refrigerator right here to grab a quick drink. All right, I am here at the starboard helm. This is where you will be operating your engine. It is a Volvo 175 horsepower. It comes with a foldable prop 4-blade. On this very boat, it's hull number 7. We have a bow thruster and a stern thruster, and we spec'd it out with the Ocean electronic pack. So you have literally everything. You have 2 GPS screens. They're 16-inch Remarine. We have autopilot with a remote. We also have a VHF, of course, with a second remote handset, a chain counter, and then on port side, we will have access to your lights, your table that go up and down in the cockpit. And what I really liked when we were on our offshore passage is that you can trim your winches from the helm. Your port side winches and your starboard side winches, all you have is to load them and then you can trim everything from here. All right, I'm here in the forward cockpit of the Jeanneau Yacht 65, and as you can tell, there is no control whatsoever in this part of the cockpit. All the sailing, the running of the boat is at the helm. There's no winches, there's no halyards, no lines at all. And we have great protection with this extensive Dodger that offers you great visibility but great protection from the element. We also have a bimini on this boat that covers the aft part of the cockpit. And of course the arch that we talked about that gets the main sheet out of the way. So it's a great space. We did everything up here during our offshore passage. We played cards, we had all of our meals up in the cockpit. We even slept in the cockpit at night for a lot of us. This table goes up and down, and that becomes a lounge or bed, like we used it during our passage. Great space. All right, I wanted to show you another favorite spot of mine, right here at the back of the forward cockpit. So when the lids are down, these are your actual like sheet lockers, so that when you're not on the boat, not sailing, the boat is at the dock, you close these and everything is neat and out of the way. But when the lid is up, it acts as a backrest, and that was a really comfortable spot for watches again. When you remove the connector between the bimini and the Dodger, you have great visibility of your mast, but you're still like tucked forward away from the element. So I really love this spot, and we have it on both sides. I wanted to show you this compartment here that we have in the floor of the forward cockpit, and that is the compartment for your safety equipment. So in here we actually had our life raft, but also our flares, our MOB device, we had additional life jacket, and I really think it's a great space for it, because you don't have to store all of that stuff in the garage, especially if you had a dinghy in there. You want to be able to access this quickly, and that's perfectly located. All right, I am here on the bow of the Jeanneau Yacht 65. You have an integrated bowsprit, which is nice. It keeps the anchor out of the way. Also gives you 2 points of attachment for your spinnaker all the way forward, but also for a code 0 in that middle attachment point. We have here electric forestay that we ran the self-tacker off, so it could not get any easier than that. And then you have a very deep locker here for lots and lots of anchor chain, and then of course your control for your windlass. All right, I moved slightly aft of the bow, and you can see here a very spacious deck. We of course have teak decks on this particular boat, flush mounted hatches for plenty of natural light and ventilation for your main salon, for your forward cabins. And here we have access to the skipper cabin that also acts as lots and lots of storage. All right, another thing that we have on this boat is a sun pad for lounging up on the bow. We didn't use that on our offshore passage, but I can definitely see myself using that at anchor. It's a great space for it, and it comes with an awning as well for some shade. All right, before we head down below and Paul shows you the interior of the Jeanneau Yacht 65, I wanted to show you one more thing, and that's the walk-around decks. We created that feature in 2018 on the 440. We now have it on the entire range, and for good reason. You have no step whatsoever. You can go from the helm up forward. You have great handholds everywhere, and it's just a really comforting feature to have, especially if you are offshore. We were running jack lines during our passage, and of course we were hooking up to the jack lines, but it's just a great feature. Again, handhold everywhere here on the Dodger as well. Safe passage to the foredeck.
Okay, so we stepped down below on the Jeanneau Yacht 65. This is hull number 7, and if we haven't mentioned it, I want to make it clear that this boat is very much for sale. It's an in-stock factory boat. Comes complete with all the factory warranties, just as if you ordered a boat direct from Europe. This boat is already rigged, it's in the water, it's sitting here in Annapolis, Maryland, and it's available for a lucky owner at a very good price. So again, the boat is available and comes complete with all the factory warranties that you would expect on a brand new boat. Okay, so continuing on with the tour of this grand yacht. This is outfitted with a light oak interior as opposed to the darker wood. The fabric that was chosen is a white or off-white fabric. You have a very large settee on the port side. This is just great for, lounging around, relaxing, or stretching out. We use this a lot when we were on our way up north from Fort Lauderdale. It's just a great place to stretch out and kind of relax. On the starboard side, you have the dinette area. It's a U-shaped dinette. This boat features the deluxe Salon table, meaning that it can raise and lower at the touch of a button. So obviously, when you're dining, you have it in the up position. The leaves fold out. You have plenty of room to be seated with many people around the table. At the end of the evening, if you want to be more social, you can flip the leaves in, hit a button. The table sinks, so it's more of a coffee table style. Very, very nice on this particular boat. Back in the corner on the starboard side, you have a nav station, a very large nav station or a workstation where you can set up a laptop, you can navigate, or you can just sit down, work on the computer. You have a nice flat surface. It's a great spot. Just behind the nav station, you would normally have a storage area, but on this boat, you have a combination washer dryer, and above it, you have additional storage. So again, very nice. Boat comes complete with a washer dryer. All right, let's check out the owner's cabin. Okay, so I moved aft into the owner's stateroom. It's what you would expect to find for an owner's cabin on a 65-foot boat. It's very, very large. It runs beam to beam. It's nicely appointed. You have these very nice bedside tables on the right side of the bed and on the left side of the bed with these nice lights. You've got this awesome settee area that I'm sitting on where you can put your shoes on, you can stretch out, you can read a book, it's super comfortable. You have a beautiful centerline bed, which is a queen size bed. It's easy to get in and out of. You have no problem with headroom above you. Lots of light. You have an opening hatch here on the starboard side. You have an identical opening hatch on the port side. You have a lot of storage on this boat. You have hanging lockers, drawers that are all on the port side. You have a workstation, a dedicated workstation. So if you want to leave a laptop set up, maybe you're navigating or looking at something, or maybe you're working, this is a great area. You can leave things set up just for the owner. On the bulkhead, we have an installed flat screen TV. And then of course, we've got a very, very well-appointed head. It's a very large head, freshwater toilet with a separate shower. All in all, this stateroom is pretty much what you would expect for the owners of a 65-foot yacht. So I moved into the forward portion of the boat. I'm actually on the starboard side in the starboard guest cabin. This is a private cabin. It has a double berth. Behind me, you can see that it's got its own head and shower. There's an identical cabin to this on the port side with a separate entrance. So you have a lot of privacy. It's a perfect boat for entertaining and bringing guests along sailing with you. Super comfortable area. Again, you have a lot of opening hatches. You have a hatch here, you have another hatch here, and of course you have an opening hatch in the head and shower. Now, if you went forward through the shower, you'd actually go into the skipper's cabin. Normally, this is just a storage area. On this boat, it's been outfitted with an upper lower berth and a toilet. It even has air conditioning up there if you want to sail with a captain. If you don't want to sail with a captain, you have plenty of room just for storage. You have access through the deck as well with a very large opening hatch on deck that Catherine talked about earlier. So again, very, very nice 3-cabin layout with these 2 guest cabins forward. Okay, so I've stepped in to the galley area. It's 2 steps down from the main salon. And this is another area that I really appreciate. I like to prepare meals on boats, and I appreciate a good galley. And the galley on the Jeanneau Yachts 65 is pretty exceptional. For starters, there's a large amount of counter space, and it's not just located on the port side as you see here. We have this great area here on the inside of the boat, and we use this a lot because as we were coming north from Florida, we were often on the port tack. So this made for a nice area to prepare meals. We could easily access the refrigerator. You have a large refrigerator here. You have an upper part. You have 2 drawers, including a freezer down below. So there's lots of refrigerator capacity. Very easy to pull things out of the fridge, make meals either in this space or in this space. You have a very generous sink here. We have a dry storage here, plenty of storage here below, or behind I should say, for spices and that sort of thing. Lots of drawers for silverware and cooking utensils. Again, very, very well thought out. We even have a wine cooler on this boat, which is exceptional. Above here, we have more storage. We kept all our food in this cabinet here. We have cabinets down below, more drawers here, storage here, storage here. It's actually really a pantry is what it is. And of course, we have a microwave oven, a convection or microwave oven, stovetop, and conventional oven, propane oven. So we really had everything we needed to prepare meals for our trip north. And we did a lot of it because we had a lot of people aboard. So we spent a lot of time preparing breakfast, including coffee, of course, lunch, and dinner. We even have a dishwasher on this boat. The Galley on the Jeanneau Yachts 65 is pretty exceptional. Okay, so I'm still in the main salon, although I moved to my knees, and I've done this because I want to talk about the access points to get to all your systems. Something that's very nice aboard the Jeanneau 65 is that this is a raised salon floor, so it allows us to put a lot of our heavier items underneath the floor, like water tanks, waste tanks, fuel tanks. Everything is here, it's down below, and it's very, very nice. If I open up the floorboards here, they're all hinged gas shocks. I have access to all my systems. So I have access to my air conditioning pumps, my sea strainers, my water selection valves. This boat comes complete with an auxiliary fuel tank. It's a transfer system. So all I have to do to get fuel from my reserve tank into my primary tank is I just hit a button and the fuel just automatically transfers. Everything is located right below the floorboards to do that. Behind me, I have great access to my engine, which is a Volvo D4 175 horsepower engine. I also have access on the starboard side, right across from the washer dryer that I talked about. Great access there. I have access across from the refrigerator freezer. There's a panel there. I have access to the engine there. And I also have access to the engine through the owner's head and shower. So there's a lot of access points to get to my engine, to get to my transmission. And you know, when you're offshore, as we were, you spend a lot of time checking out the bilge, making sure things are looking good. You're checking out your engine room, making sure you don't have any leaks. So having great access to all these systems is really essential. The other thing that I have here, I'm sitting right on or kneeling on, is the generator. We have a Cummins Onan 22 kW generator, super easy to access right here. And I can switch between shore power and generator power using my panel right here. This is where I find all my breaker switches. Everything is located right here. Okay, so just want to show you a couple more things before we head back on deck. The first is behind this door, you're going to find a day head. This actually gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heads with showers on this boat, including the one in the skipper's cabin. But this head is going to be perfect for your guests to use while out for a day sail. If you don't want them going in and out of a personal cabin, they have access to a toilet with a shower right here. So super nice. The other thing on this boat that I really like is you have access to all your electronic breakers. They're all behind here. Both doors open wide. It's lit. You can see everything. It's really exceptional. It's what you'd expect to find on a 65-foot yacht. And lastly, just behind me is access to the owner's cabin that we spoke about before. So good circulation down below, great storage aboard the 65, great access to all your systems. Really an exceptional layout if you ask me. All right, let's head back on deck. We'll catch up with Catherine.
All right, we hope you enjoyed this tour of the Jeanneau Yacht 65. It is hull number 7. It is here in Annapolis, Maryland, and it is available. It could be yours this summer.
Yep, if we haven't made it crystal clear that this boat is very much for sale and it is priced to sell, we refer to it as a select opportunity. And it comes with a complete manufacturer's warranty, just like any other boat we would sell. This one just happens to be, what we'll call it a demonstrator, but it's been tried and true, and it's right here, turnkey, ready to go.
Absolutely. So whether you want to treat yourself to a yacht or you have like extensive cruising in your agenda for the summer and the years to come, contact us at the email address on your screen and we'll get you aboard.
Thanks for joining us.